is no Mickey Mouse school. You're not getting off easy because you're talented. You work twice as hard. Now, I don't care how well you dance or how cute you are or how many colored tutus you have. If you don't give your academic subjects equal time, you're out.
For Coco, it's the stardom. For Ralph, it's a chance. For Leroy, it's survival. For Lisa, it's the dance.
Bruno, this is our big chance, man. Don't you want success?
They've got nothing in common but a dream.
So you want to be an actor, huh?
Yeah, sure want to be an actor. Judy.
A dream that one day, the whole world will know their name.
Because I'm gonna be a dancer. A good dancer. You know who says so? Me.
A dream of fame.
I'm gonna live forever. Baby, remember my name.
Fame. It's the dream of instant success.
I'll have $20,000 a week. I'll have a hit TV series. I'll have my face on the cover of TV Guide.
And the constant reminder of failure.
I don't think you'll ever be good enough, Lisa.
But I don't know what I'll do if I can't dance.
When I'm down and feeling blue.
It's dedication
Dance is not a way of getting through school. It's a way of life.
and frustration. It's stage fright
Memories.
and opening nights.
Kids are into sex a lot earlier in the South Bronx. Like about 6 a.m.
If I ask you to hold me tight
It's love.
through a cold, dark night.
It's pain.
All anyone ever promised you was 7 classes a day and a hot lunch.
It's contagious.
You want to know what's happened to me, man? Success, all right? Now, you either hang on or you hang up.
It's outrageous. It'll change your name.
I'm becoming an actress.
But I want you to be the Doris that I know.
It'll change your life.
I'll pay my dues on the West Coast. Come back to New York as a star.
If they've really got what it takes, it's gonna take everything they've got. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer presents an Alan Parker film, Fame.
Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to another movie review. And this review is going to be on Fame, which was released in 1980, and the film stars Eddie Barth, Irene Cara, Lee Curreri, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Laura Dern, Antonia Franceschi, I think that's how you pronounce her name, and also Barry Miller, Gene Anthony Ray, and Jim Moody. Now, the film was directed by Alan Parker. Alan Parker, good director. He directed, films that I like, which I only seen 2 films of his. One I really want to check out. He directed Birdie, which stars Matthew Modine and Nicolas Cage, a very early Nicolas Cage film, which I really enjoy that film. It's very underrated. And he also directed another underrated film that I enjoy, Angela's Ashes, based on the novel by Frank McCourt. And that film had Emily Watson and Robert Carlyle in it. Very underrated, good film, Angela's Ashes is. And he also directed Bugsy Malone, which is a film that I want to check out. It's basically a gangster movie spoof, but done with kids. So I want to check out that film at some point. But Fame, just got done watching the film, and the film is a classic, in my opinion. It's very well written, very well directed. The music is very good, and I liked how the film was set in New York here, in New York City. You got that, look of old New York at that time, like in the 70s, where this film ends up taking place. It takes place in the late 70s. And I like films that, were shot in New York, back then, like, the era of the 70s and the early 80s. It shows New York how it was, at that time. Like when you see like a film shot in Times Square, you see how different Times Square was and how there were, movie theaters all along that stretch of Times Square. And the film was written by Christopher Gore. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And sadly, he is no longer with us. But basically, what the film is about is it's set in the late 1970s, and it follows these students attending the High School of Performing Arts. And it shows our characters when the film begins, their auditions into the high school, and it shows them through their freshman year all the way to their senior year. And I like how the film is broken down into 5 parts, where it starts off with the auditions, and we meet our characters in the auditions, and it just chronicles throughout the film, during their freshman through senior year, the highs and lows that these students, these teenagers go through. And one thing that the film does really well is its character development with these characters. Like the character development you see as these teenagers, these students, end up, going through their auditions. You could tell that these characters are being built, and as we go through their freshman and into their sophomore, junior, and senior year, they get very much well developed. I thought the best character development with 2 characters was Leroy Johnson, who was played by Gene Anthony Ray, who wants to be a dancer, and we see him having problems with his English teacher, who was played by Anne Mara, I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Like, she ends up saying to him, do this report, or read a book. And he's like, I can't read. I hate reading. And we see in one scene where he's trying to read, but he has trouble. But I thought his character was very well developed. Also, another character that I thought was very well developed was Montgomery McNeil, who was played by Paul McCrane, who, was taking up drama in the school because in the film, the teenagers in the high school are sorted into 3 departments. And those 3 departments are drama, music, and dance. And the character of Montgomery McNeil is accepted into the drama department. And, as we go through the sophomore year, we find out that Montgomery, discovers, him being a homosexual. And he ends up coming out in front of his classmates there. And, at the time that the film came out, coming out was kind of like shocking. But nowadays, everybody, is okay. People respect, that people coming out, if they're gay or, homosexual and all that. But like I said, at the time, it was, kind of shocking. But I thought, his character was another one that was very well developed, where he ends up meeting Doris, who is played by Maureen Tiffy, I think that's how you pronounce her last name, who is also taking up drama, and I like the chemistry between them and their friendship. Barry Miller plays Ralph Garcia, who is another one that is accepted into the drama department, and he wants to become a comedian because he idolized Freddie Prinze, who was a comedian back in the day, and basically, back in the day, he killed himself, which was very sad. Freddie Prinze Jr. is Freddie Prinze's son. So, but really like Barry Miller's character as Ralph Garcia, even though his character could be a jerk at points in the film, but thought, the character was, of course, another one that was very well developed. And Barry Miller, very good, underrated actor. Of course, we all know him. He played Bobby C in Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta, which is one of my favorites. And he also did, other stuff. Irene Cara, who plays Coco, which she gets accepted into all three departments in the drama and the music and the dance departments. Thought she was, very good and, very good singer. Sadly, she's no longer with us. And she ended up singing, What a Feeling, the Flashdance song, which was in, of course, the movie Flashdance. And she ended up sharing an Academy Award for Best Original Song for that song in Flashdance. But very good. Irene Cara was in this film. You also have Bruno Martelli, who was played by Lee Curreri, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, who is takes up the in the music department, and his father is a taxi driver, and he wants to have faith in his son. And what was really cool was the dance scene in the streets where Bruno's father, played by Eddie Barth, ends up playing music that his son created, and everybody was just dancing around in the street. I thought that was very well filmed, that whole dance scene. But the music, was very good in this film. I like, How I Sing the Body Electric, that song that was done at the end of the film, which they end up performing, during their graduation. But overall, Fame, classic film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's very well directed, very well written, very good character development with the characters, the students that we see in the High School of Performing Arts. And there's a lot of production notes on the film, which the original draft was going to be called Hot Lunch. And that was changed during filming. The film had a budget of $8 million, and Alan Parker described shooting in New York as a less than pleasurable experience because the film was shot in July of 1979, and he kept saying that the weather was very intense during that, and he also faced difficulties with the U.S. Labor Union representatives, and the U.S. Labor Union representatives disapproved of, crew members, the British crew members working on the film without permits. And in order to gain work permits, Alan Parker had to make an agreement with the unions, which allowed local laborers to work on the film. And the filmmakers end up planned to shoot the film at the High School of Performing Arts, but they were denied because of the Board of Education, because of the content of the script of the film. So they end up having to use an exterior of the school, using the abandoned Church of St. Mary the Virgin, which was a church in New York. And also the film was shot in the New York City subway. Montgomery McNeil's apartment was located on Broadway, and also the scene where they end up shooting the street scene, the Fame musical number. It was filmed on 46th Street in 3 days with 8 choreographed routines. And that had 150 student background actors and 50 professional dancers. And it says right here, the dances performed to Hot Stuff by Donna Summer because the Fame song had not been written. And that whole scene, the NYPD demanded that the cast and crew, take a curfew because there was complaints of traffic blockages, filming that scene. So they had to take a 4 p.m. curfew, and the dancers demanded extra pay for performance stunts on top of taxi cabs because in that scene, the dancers were dancing on taxi cabs and everything. And the principal photography concluded after 91 days. But like I said, the budget of the film was $8 million, and it made $42 million at the box office. So it did good for 1980 box office numbers. But definitely check out Fame if you haven't seen it. I know that they did a TV show after the film came out, and they did a remake in 2009, and that one stars Debbie Allen, Kelsey Grammer was in it, Bebe Neuwirth, Megan Mullally, I think that's how you pronounce her last name. She was in it. I have not seen the remake. I heard the remake was pretty though, but check out Fame. Very good movie, classic. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. But anyway, that's it for my review of Fame. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoy this review. Definitely give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next movie review, which will be of How to Train Your Dragon, the live action How to Train Your Dragon, which I am seeing tomorrow. So definitely be on the lookout for that. So until then, I'll see you all later.